Hello everyone, welcome to TMC channel. Hope everyone is doing good. First of all, I would like to appreciate every aspirant who is trying to get into any government service, because in spite of this cutthroat competition in today's generation, there is need that every aspirant should keep himself or herself updated in specific topics related to exam. But generally the mistake made by the aspirants is that they try to remember every factual data which is not necessary for the exam. And in this scenario, there are many YouTube channels who work in this sector, compiling the information for exams, but they are dumping the information which is not necessarily relevant for the exam. So we, as a part of thermal classes, took this initiative to make your work easy and up to the mark. We generally take up the information in the categories of CDS, CHSL, MTS, AFCAT and other various exams, state exams and central exams. We compile only the relevant data necessary for the exam, and we also provide some inputs to remember the data efficiently and effectively. We in thermal classes follow many strategies to remember the data, and in a gradual manner I will release one by one technique in this video. I hope everyone will be benefited from this initiative. Thank you and stay tuned for thermal classes channel, TMC channel. The first topic we are going to discuss is about defense exercises where India is a member, and some of the exercises also there where India is not a member. These are very necessary to discuss because the previous trend in exams show that defense is a very important sector that should be concentrated upon, and recently we are importing many advanced machinery from various countries like USA, Russia, France to strengthen our defense. And recently the schemes like Agniveer and Agnipath, they also put the stress on defense sector. In this condition, first we are talking about the defense sector. I will be changing the screens to show you the locations of the exercise where they are going to take part. So please concentrate. In this video we will see the type of exercise and the name of exercise, location and the countries which are taking part in it. Starting with the exercise name Milan. It is a naval type of exercise taking place in the Visakhapatnam. So in this exercise, India has invited a total of 46 friendly foreign countries. So it is not necessary to remember all the countries taking part in this exercise because there are 46 countries. It is highly impossible to remember all the factual data. Generally the aspirants make a mistake of remembering the factual data, but it is not at all necessary to remember all the data. Only the thing to remember is it is a naval type of exercise taking place in the Visakhapatnam location, and the exercise is named as Milan. Now we jump into the atlas and open the Indian map. Now we try to point the location of Visakhapatnam on India map. It is somewhere in the eastern coast of India. The reason I have took the physical map of India is because generally everyone will try to remember the states above and nearby the Andhra Pradesh, but here we need to remember the other factual data, which is like there are Koringa, it is a mangrove located in the eastern coast of India and the coast of Andhra Pradesh, and Kolleru Lake, Pulicat Lake. Kolleru Lake is a freshwater lake, Pulicat Lake is a saltwater lake. In this sense we have to remember the every other data which is necessary. The first trick in this video I am going to release is that whenever you search about a concept, just go for some deeper extent and relate the every aspect in that state. Like now we are discussing about the Milan exercise. Generally an aspirant will remember only, okay, Milan is an exercise taking place in the Visakhapatnam, that's it. But now we should go deeper and search Kolleru Lake. It is also lake present in Andhra Pradesh like Pulicat Lake, and we have rivers flowing through Andhra Pradesh like Krishna and Godavari. In this way we have to prepare holistically, because the examiner may ask questions in different sectors not only sticking to the defense exercise. Like this way we have to prepare. Now the next exercise is Sea Dragon. It is also a type of naval exercise taking place in the Guam in the Western Pacific Ocean. The countries taking part in this are Quad countries along with Canada and South Korea. It is South Korea, not South. So now you should know that what are the countries present in Quad. The Quad is a comprising of 4 major countries, that is India, Australia, Japan and USA. Along with these 4 countries, Canada and South Korea are also taking part. I would like to request every aspirant to write a short note and quad, because it is also a very important topic for exam. Generally, when a person hears the name of Sea Dragon, he thinks that China is also taking part in this exercise, but it is not like that. China is not in this exercise. The exercise is named Sea Dragon because it is taking the Western Pacific Ocean. Let's look at the world map, location of Western Pacific. So here it is the Guam location. It is in the Western Pacific. See, it is the Eastern Pacific Ocean and it is the Western Pacific Ocean. It is taking place here, and the reason why this is named as Sea Dragon because they are performing this exercise to counter the China, which is famously known as dragon. So this is the reason why this place named as Sea Dragon, but not China is taking part in this. So the next is Paschim Lehar. The word Paschim indicates west. So it is taking part in the Arabian Sea, and it is also a naval type of exercise. When an exercise is taking place in the water body, it is generally a naval type of exercise. In this, no other country is taking part, only the Western Naval Command of Indian Navy is taking part. So unlike the earlier 2 exercise, it is not a bilateral or multilateral, it is only the indigenous exercise in which Western Command of Indian Navy is taking part. Everyone knows that where location of Arabian Sea, it is present on the western coast of India. So moving to next exercise, it is exercise Vayu Shakti. By looking at the name, we can say that it is a Air Force related exercise because the Vayu translates into air or atmosphere. I wantedly did not categorize the exercise into 3 heads like army, like military, air force and naval, because when I categorize them, you will generally forget which type of exercise. When I arrange in middle order, so we will concentrate at the type of exercise. Now looking at exercise Vayu Shakti, it is an Air Force exercise taking place in the Pokhran in Rajasthan. Now locate Pokhran in Rajasthan. The pinpoint location of Rajasthan is not necessary, pinpoint location of Pokhran is not necessary. Just know that it is taking place in Rajasthan. It is a Rajasthan, and in this we have a desert, Thar desert, and Sambar lake and Luni river. We also have some parks like Kevaldiyo National Park. Like this, we have to gather the other related aspects when we are reading about a state or a country. So it is the Air Force exercise named as exercise Vayu Shakti taking place in Rajasthan. So the other exercise is the exercise Vayu Shakti is also indigenous exercise in which only Indian Air Force is taking part. 148 aircrafts of Indian Air Force are taking part in this exercise. No other country is involved in it. The next exercise is Slynex. From the name, see the first 3 letters are Sli. So it is like Sri Lanka. In this way, we have to some of the exercise need to be decoded from the name of the exercise itself. So it is Sri Lanka and India. The countries taking part are Sri Lanka and India. It is in the location of Visakhapatnam, like the earlier exercise Milan. It is also taking place in the Visakhapatnam, the eastern coast. So it is also naval based exercise. The next is Lamitai exercise. It is taking place in the Seychelles Defense Academy. So as it is taking place in the academy on land, it is a military exercise. The countries involved are Indian Army and Seychelles Defense. So now we need to look at the Seychelles in the world map. Seychelles is a group of islands present in southern Indian Ocean. See, it is the location of Seychelles. It is present on the eastern side of Africa in the southern Indian Ocean. Southern Indian Ocean means it is present below the equator. This is the line of equator. See, this is the line of equator, and the ocean below it is called Southern Indian Ocean, and the ocean above it is called Northern Indian Ocean. Seychelles is present in the Southern Indian Ocean east to Africa, and it is called Madagascar. So it is the location of Seychelles where the Lamitai exercise is taking place between India and Seychelles island. Moving on to the next exercise. It is Eastern Bridge 6. So It is also taking place in Rajasthan. The earlier exercise taking place in Rajasthan is, see this one, exercise Vayu Shakti, and now it is Eastern Bridge 6. In this, the countries involved are Indian Air Force and Royal Air Force of Oman. So the countries are India and Oman. It is taking place in the Rajasthan. Now the location of Oman is here. It is Oman. It is a Central Asian country besides Saudi Arabia. It is also very important for India, and the points need to be remembered here is, we have Persian Gulf here and we have Red Sea here. These two are the important points to be remembered, and I am giving an assignment to locate the Strait of Hormuz and other straits present here, because these are also very important for the exam. Now the next exercise is exercise Dharma Guardian. It is between India and Japan, taking place in the Karnataka. It is also a military exercise because it is taking place in Karnataka on the land. It is a military exercise, and Japan is also very important for India. It is also a member of Quad countries. The location of Japan is here. It is the location of Japan. Write a short note on Japan, like what are the 4 different islands present in Japan. This is also very much important for the exam. And we have LOC here, which is a dispute settlement between North Korea and South Korea and some other bodies. So as of now, the important is what are the 4 different islands which is Japan comprised of, and here the Sea of Japan and the LOC. These are the important points to be remembered here. Moving on to the next exercise, it is Sainya Ranakshetram. So it is Sainya Ranakshetram. It is also a military exercise. In this, no other country is participating, and only one of the 7 commands of Indian Army is participating. It is a Shimla based training command, means it is taking place in Shimla, Himachal Pradesh. We all know the location of Shimla. Just so we need to know the physical geography about Shimla, because everyone will remember the location of Shimla. Now we should remember the other factual data regarding Shimla. So here we have Himachal Pradesh and Shimla. We have cold desert in it, and the Great Himalayan range passes through this. Like these are the factual data need to be remembered. And out of the 5 tributaries of Indus River, like Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Sarlej, 2 of the rivers originate in Himachal Pradesh. I need everyone to write in the comment section what are the rivers taking place in the Himachal Pradesh of the Indus River tributaries. And according to Indus Water Treaty between India and Pakistan, few of the rivers of Indus rivers are completely in the hands of India, and I also request the aspirants to write in the comment section what are the rivers that are belonging completely to India. The next exercise is Birasama Shield training exercise. It is taking place in the Malaysia. The next exercise is exercise Dustlik. It is taking place in the Uzbekistan, and the countries involved are only India and Uzbekistan, no other countries involved. It is also military type of exercise. Now we should locate the point of location of Uzbekistan in the world map. Like I said, we should revise other concepts related to this, to a particular exercise when we are dealing. And the Uzbekistan is present here. This is the location of Uzbekistan. Generally, the Uzbekistan is a landlocked country. The only water body present near the Uzbekistan is Aral Sea. The historical ties of Uzbekistan with India is that the All India Trade Union Congress, which is formed in the year 1920, had formed here in the Tashkent, which is the capital of Uzbekistan, and the Indian national leader Lala Lajpat Rai was the first president of AATUC. So in this way, whenever you are reading about a particular topic, we should relate the other topics which are related to the topic, so that we can prepare in a holistical way, and with the repeated revisions we will remember the concept for a long time. So the next exercise is Birasama Shield training exercise, which is taking place in Malaysia, and the countries taking part are Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, United Kingdom and Malaysia. It is a military type of exercise. So Bira Sama Shield training is a military type of exercise taking place in Malaysia. The countries are Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, UK and Malaysia. So now we should point all these countries in the world maps to remember the exercise for a longer time. Like here we have Australia, and here New Zealand, we have Malaysia, and we have UK here. See, you should remember, you should know that UK is different from Britain and European Union. Britain is not a part of European Union. We have a concept like Brexit. I would like to aspirants to write a short note on Brexit. It is also a very important aspect for exam. See, it is taking place in the Malaysia. Malaysia is present here. We have Singapore, Malaysia here, and we have Strait of Malacca also here. It is also very important state for the exam. The next exercise is Suraksha Kavach 2. So the first phase of Suraksha Kavach already over, and it is the second phase of the exercise Suraksha Kavach. It is taking place in the Pune, which is present in Maharashtra on the western coast of India. Unlike the earlier exercise we discussed, it is an exercise in which military and civil police are combinedly taking part. The earlier are only Indian defense or other bilateral, but in this the military and civil police combinedly are taking part. So it is also a very important exercise to remember. The countries, the divisions are Maharashtra Police and Indian Army's Agnibas Division. So there is a division in the India Army Regiment called Agnibas Division. This Agnibas Division along with Maharashtra Civil Police are taking part in the Suraksha Kavach 2, which is taking place in Pune. So the location of Pune is in the Maharashtra, and so now we should look in the physical features of Maharashtra. So this is Maharashtra. We have origin of Godavari River and Krishna River in Maharashtra. Godavari River from Triambakeshwar and Krishna River from Mahabaleshwar. So these two are the important factual data to be remembered. We have 4 western flowing rivers and several eastern flowing rivers. So write a list of western flowing and eastern flowing rivers, which is also very important for the exam. Generally, the aspirants will look over these concepts and they will not be interested in searching concepts like this, but these are also very important for the exam. So write a short list on western flowing rivers and eastern flowing rivers. The next exercise is exercise Prasthan. Like the previous exercise, it is also only the Indian forces are taking part. Indian Air Force, Coast Guard, ONGC, Mumbai Port Trust, Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust. So in this we have, though it is a naval exercise, in this Indian Air Force along with Coast Guard, like the Air Force and naval both are taking part in this exercise. The exercise name is Prasthan. This makes the Prasthan exercise very important to remember, because in this exercise Air Force along with Navy is taking part, unlike the previous exercise where only certain wing of defense is taking part like military, Navy or Air Force, but in this both Air Force and Coast Guard are taking part. It is in the offshore development area of Mumbai. So it is also taking place on the coast of Maharashtra, which is Mumbai. So for India we have many coasts like Sarkar Coast, Utkal Coast, Malabar Coast, Konkan Coast. So make a note of these coasts present in the borders of Indian maritime boundary. The next exercise are the exercise Balikatan. It is a military type of exercise taking place in the Philippines. The countries involved are USA and Philippines. So in this exercise India is not taking part. You should remember that India is not taking part in the exercise Balikatan. It is taking part in the location of Philippines. So point the location of Philippines. It is present above the Indonesia islands. Like here we have, these are the Indonesian islands, and here we have Philippines, location of Philippines. So earlier we have discussed about some exercise which is taking part in the Malaysia. We have seen Singapore, Australia, UK are taking part. So now we are seeing the exercise taking part in Philippines. So in this way now we should look other factual data which are important for the exam, and need to remember that, because questionnaire may ask from anywhere the question. We cannot expect the question in the exam. but these are the important points to be remembered where there is a high possibility of asking the questions. Now moving to the next exercise, it is the exercise named as Indian Ocean Naval Symposium. The exercise is Indian Ocean Naval Symposium. It is taking place in the Arabian Sea on the coast of Goa. No other country is taking part in this exercise. It is a naval type of exercise. The main aim of this exercise is to enhance the interoperability of the navies of member nations in humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations. So whenever there is a disasters like tsunami or cyclones, we need to relocate and rehabilitate the people in the coastal areas. So this is the exercise which is taking part in that regard for the interoperability, like Coast Guard and Naval. These two should be work in hand together. So it is the exercise with that motto. And the location of Goa is in the western coast of India. So now let's look at the factual data which is to be remembered in the Goa. The Goa is somewhere here, and it is on the western coast. We have Arabian Sea here. Now the next exercise is exercise Varuna. So Varuna, it means it is regarding the rain god Varuna. So it is a naval type of exercise. In this way we can remember that Varuna is a naval type of exercise. It is taking place in the Arabian Sea. In this, Indian Navy and French Navy are taking part. So the countries involved are India and French. We have very good bilateral tie-ups with French. French is a very important country for Indian diplomatic and foreign relations. So now let us look at the location of French. France is present here beside the Spain and Portugal, and France is bordering with this Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea is very important location for the exam because it is the busiest water body, and we have Strombolian eruption in it. Strombolian is a type of volcanic eruption. It is also very important for exam because in the Strombolian we will see the eruptions like a crackers. There will be lightning in the Mediterranean Sea. The Strombolian eruption is also called as White House of the Mediterranean Sea because of its continuous eruption. So the factual data to be remembered is we have Mediterranean Sea bordering France, and in Mediterranean Sea we have Strombolian eruption. It is also called as White House of Mediterranean Sea. So the exercise is Varuna, in which India and French are taking part. It is taking place in the western coast of India, Arabian Sea. It is a naval type of exercise. The next exercise is India Kyrgyzstan Joint Special Forces exercise. It is also taking place in the Himachal Pradesh. Earlier we saw that in Himachal Pradesh we have cold desert, and we also saw that Great Himalayas are passing through this Himachal Pradesh. So in this way they are repeating the factual data which are to be remembered. So in this way we can remember the data for a longer time. The countries are India and Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is also a Central Asian country. It is here. The Central Asian countries are Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. These five are the Central Asian countries. Recently, India and Central Asian country held a virtual summit. So write a short note on the virtual summit between India and Central Asian countries. It is the first type of summit which took between the India and Central Asian countries. In this regard, it is very important to remember. The next exercise is Kripan Shakti. It is a military exercise. Only India is taking part in this. The Trishakti Corps of Indian Army are taking part in this Kripan Shakti. The location is Siliguri in the West Bengal. The Siliguri corridor in the West Bengal is utmost important to India. It has a very great historical significance. Like, see, it is the location of Siliguri in the West Bengal. You can see that we have Bangladesh here and China here, Bhutan, Nepal, some of the countries bordering the Siliguri corridor. Siliguri corridor is also called as chicken neck of India. It is the link that is connecting northeastern region with central India. See, here we have China, which is the having greatest military and economic power. It is trying to capture the Siliguri corridor, thereby isolating northeastern states from India. because northeastern states are very valuable to India. They have very good natural resources and we have many GA tags from these locations. So now write a short notes on what is GA tag and to what products it is given. It is also very important for the exam. So way back in the modern history, our former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi have made very good moves to take control of the Siliguri corridor by capturing the state of Sikkim. Actually, Sikkim was not a part of India. It was taken into India from Chogyal dynasty to strengthen the relation between northeastern states and India. In this consideration, Siliguri corridor is very important for India. Write a short note on Siliguri corridor. Now the exercise is Indian Navy and Bangladesh Navy coordinated patrol. So from the name of the exercise itself, we can say that it is taking place in the countries participating are India and Bangladesh. So in this type of exercise, the examiner will not ask what are the countries involved or where the exercise may take place, because the countries involved are India and Bangladesh. It will be generally taking place in the Bay of Bengal. So no one will ask where the location of this exercise or the countries taking part. So the points to be remembered is what are the delta present in the location of West Bengal and Bangladesh. It is Sundarban Delta and we have Royal Bengal Tiger in this. So the factual data to be remembered is we have Sundarbans Delta here. See, this is the Sundarbans and we have Sundarban Delta. It is the largest delta in the world. And we have Sundarban mangroves. So mangroves are the brackish water plants which can sustain the saline environment also. Mangroves are also very important for the India because they are helpful for India in many aspects, like they will control the floods, they will remove the sediments in the water, and they have other significance also. So write a short note on what significance of mangroves. It is also very important for the exam. So the next exercise is Bongo Sagar exercise. It is also taking place between India and Bangladesh. The earlier exercise also taking place between India and Bangladesh. So totally there are 3 types of exercise taking place in India and Bangladesh. India-Bangladesh coordinated patrolling. Now it is Bongo Sagar. It is taking place in the Port Monglo in the Bangladesh. The countries involved are India and Bangladesh, and the type of exercise is now naval. So recall the information what I told to be remembered in the last exercise. So same data should be remembered here also. And the next exercise Sampriti X. It is taking place in the Jaishur military station, Bangladesh. So it is a military type of exercise. The earlier 2 exercises are naval type of exercise, and now it is a military type of exercise. The important fact to be remembered is there are 3 types of exercise taking place between India and Bangladesh, and out of these 3, 2 are naval and 1 is military. The military exercise is Sampriti and the 2 naval exercises are Bongo Sagar exercise and India-Bangladesh coordinated patrol. So now you have to make note that in these 3 types of exercise you should remember only one, that is Sampriti exercise, and it is a military type of exercise. When you remember Sampriti is a exercise between India and Bangladesh and it is a military type of exercise, the other 2 exercises are naval exercise. So in this way we can remember the type of exercise in an easy manner. So exercise Sampriti is a military type of exercise taking place in the Jaishur military station in Bangladesh. The 2 exercises are taking place in the Bangladesh and 1 is in the northern Bay of Bengal. Anyway, the countries are India and Bangladesh. So the next exercise is exercise Conquest. Exercise Conquest. It is taking place in the Mongolia. In this there are many countries in which India also taking a part. So no need to remember all the countries taking part in this exercise Conquest. It is a military type of exercise because in Mongolia we don't have chance to conduct naval exercise because Mongolia is a landlocked country. See, it is the location of Mongolia. It will act as a buffer zone between China and India. Whenever we hear the name of Mongolia, generally a leader will come into our mind. He is Genghis Khan. So you should remember that Mongolia is a buffer present here. earlier I said a mistake, it is not between India and China, it is between India and Russia. It is present here, Mongolia, India and Russia here. So now the important points to remember are, we have a Baikal lake in Russia, which is the largest freshwater lake in the world. So it is the largest freshwater lake in the world, so it is very important to remember. Generally, when a person sees the name of exercise Conquest, generally he thinks that the exercise may take place in the Islamic countries like Western Asia or Central Asia countries, but it is taking place in the Mongolia, which is acting as a buffer zone between Russia and China. It is a military type of exercise. And now the last exercise to be discussed is India Indonesia coordinated patrol. Earlier we saw India Bangladesh coordinated patrol. Now it is India Indonesia coordinated patrol. It is taking place in the Andaman Sea and Strait of Malacca. See, the Strait of Malacca, earlier I said it is very important, and the exercise also taking place here in the Strait of Malacca and Andaman Sea. The countries involved are India and Indonesia. The name itself indicates that India and Indonesia are involved in this. It is also a naval type of exercise because it is taking place in Andaman Sea and Malacca Straits. It is obviously a naval type of exercise. We have Indonesia here, this is the Indian Ocean group of islands, and we have Malacca Strait here. So pointed to the location of Malacca Strait and Andaman, everyone knows the location of Andaman Sea. So Malacca Strait is also very important, and note the countries present in this region. So these are the defense exercise in the last 6 months from January to June 2022. In the next video, we will come with other 6 months from July to December of 2022. Remember the concepts and revise the concepts daily so that you will remember for a long time. So in this video, I have revealed a first trick which we follow in the thermal classes to remember the information for a longer time, that is relating every other aspects of the information related to particular information. Like now we are seeing the India Indonesia coordinated patrol. In this we have one important place, that is Strait of Malacca. Now you should relate the Strait of Malacca, like you should point the location of Strait of Malacca and the definition of strait. What is meant by strait? You should also know the definition of strait, and you should remember that it is a naval type of exercise. And also see if there are any bilateral relations between India and Indonesia. And you should note that Indonesia is a group of islands. We have Philippines also there and other countries also like Malaysia, Singapore. So these are the very important topics to be remembered for the exam in past 6 months of January to June 2022. That's all for this video, and tune for this channel Thermal Classes and TMC EHF channel for further information. We are in the motive of making your preparation simplified and up to the mark, and thank you.